This is Dr. Jeff Cimmerer, Data Privacy Officer, or as some call it, the Chief Information Security Officer for Pittsford Central School District. And today we're going to talk about Ed Law 2D in New York State and the potential Part 121 regulations that go with it. I've labeled my presentation this morning, which is going to turn into a very short video called Time to Take Your Medicine, in the spirit of a health check and protecting ourselves and knowing about the law when it comes to data. In our modern times, we are definitely worried about being hacked or being attacked by malicious software or ransomware, both at a personal or professional level. I've just put on the screen here a few examples, and I'm not going to pick on any one in particular, but we have school districts, companies, and individuals constantly being hacked around us, or at the very least having their personally identifiable information pilfered or stolen, whether it be from brute force hacking or from the individual themselves divulging information through some kind of a scam. What is PII, or personally identifiable information? If you look at the left column, there are protected data elements for both staff members and students that we absolutely need to respect. And when I think of staff members, I immediately think of social security numbers, I think of credit card numbers, APPR scores, and the list goes on. Things that we must protect and that you must protect so that your identity and your data is not stolen. At the same time, this list contains items of data elements that pertain to students as well, as dictated by FERPA law. As we look to the column on the right side of the slide, we think about items that are in the public domain or that are considered directory data. These are items that we should feel comfortable sharing within the public domain. A little history and context, and I don't plan on going down memory lane for a full 5 years back. However, the concept and the ideas around protecting individuals and school districts relative to PII, personally identifiable information, can be tracked back to around 2014. At the same time, if you remember, online testing became at least an idea, if not prevalent, in some school districts around us. Laws are on the books. That's past tense. I'll say that again. Laws are on the books to protect yourself, to protect kids, and to protect families for personally identifiable information. And those laws we do need to respect. The reason why on the slide I have January 2020 is that the State Education Department in New York is still working on regulations to exactly define how to roll out these laws. Yes, it's been 5 years, but the law and the regulations that will come with it are somewhat detailed. So my attempt in this very short video today and slide deck that I have created will attempt to kind of bring this down to the 4 or 5 things that an educator and a family unit may need to think about. I've also included for your review, if you want to do a deep dive into the law, I'm going to post the URL for the actual law that you can read when you have time. So what are the things that keep us up at night? What can help us to get more rest and to be healthier? I can say from a Chief Information Officer perspective that breaches definitely keep me up at night, whether it be a hack or whether it be one of us accidentally sharing our personally identifiable information and credentials to folks that want to hurt us. Another thing that keeps me up at night is, and I ask the question, have I communicated enough? Have we communicated enough on the topic of 2D law, PII, and the Part 121 regulations? So hopefully today, this video is the beginning or the start of clear communication in our district. Are we insured? Well, we are insured, but insurance only gets you so far, and that's certainly not preventive in the spirit of keeping healthy and the theme of this presentation. Am I worried at night about parents who are going to come after us, whether it be as administrators or teachers? Possibly. We do live in a litigious community, and we do have to respect that this is sensitive data, and it is the data for their family and for their children. So yes, we do have savvy parents, but more importantly, we need to be sensible and follow the law with this practical piece. And lastly, it's us putting up barriers for teachers. We don't want to inconvenience anyone, but at the same time, we need to work in collaborative ways to make sure that the data and the systems that we put forth that our students use are safe and secure. So Dr. Cimmerer claims there are many treatment options. What I want to do is just spend a few minutes talking about the items that we can all work together on to make sure that we are healthier, safer, and are feeling better about 2D law. One of those treatment options could be taking your vitamins, so to speak. And on those vitamins, the slide you're looking at via this video, would be the naming of a DPO. Another could be having a response plan in the district when breached, updating or maintaining policies in regards to PII and breaches, maintaining a software inventory that dovetails with the law, following the NIST standards, the National Institute for Standards and Technology, and lastly, making sure we have a process for understanding parent complaints and following the Parent Bill of Rights. The 2D law is built on the NIST standards, and this can be broken down into several categories in which the district, and in turn all of us, need to be thinking about and following. Specifically, those big categories include identifying where our data is being stored, how are we protecting that data, detecting intrusions or any kind of breaches with that data, how do we respond to those breaches, and then lastly, how would we recover data if it were to be destroyed, damaged, or stolen. If you want to know more about the NIST standards and learn much more detail about each one of these categories, we've included the URL for your review. The law requires us to name a DPO, and as you saw on the title slide, that's me, Dr. Jeff Cimmerer. And whereas I'm not the miracle cure, I certainly can help us by being knowledgeable and understanding and being able to interpret the 2D law and potential Part 121 regulations. I hope that I have all the other desirable traits on this slide that are pointed out in the law and are dictated by best practice. At any point, if you have questions, you should feel very comfortable reaching out to me directly so that we can have a thoughtful conversation on any data or data-related topic. Third-party contracts or software review processes are essential with 2D law. This can cause headaches and even give pause to educators. We have hundreds of software titles in our school district, and we're not even talking about websites right now, but we are talking about software products, web-based products, and apps that contain PII. The law requires us to have a vetting process, not just from the lens of instruction, but also to have the lens of the NIST standards mentioned earlier. We are working hard with our local BOCES and Regional Information Center to make sure that we have a concrete process followed that upholds the potential Part 121 regulations. More than ever, we need to keep a database or an accurate list of software titles that we approve as a school district. Software or web apps that have not been approved or that do not uphold the law will not be allowed and cannot be supported at this time. We will need to work collaboratively to find alternatives that do meet the needs of your classroom, our curriculum, and the 2D law. Other treatments that we can prescribe include having a cybersecurity incident response plan. And I can tell you with great confidence that we are going through our second draft of developing a response plan for our district. It also includes items that the technicians and key operators of data need to be considering when thinking about a breach. Another item to be aware of are the Parents' Bill of Rights. We have had this on our website for years, and we do respect it. I'm going to provide the URL so that you can navigate towards this document and read it at your leisure. It is lengthy and detailed. However, it would be worth your time to review the document. Something that comes with the law includes a parent complaint procedure. Parents who feel that PII for any of their children that has been breached or tampered with in any way can fill out a form that the district needs to take action on. The form that you see on the slide is the first draft of something that we've constructed in central office. Complaints need to be taken seriously and will be investigated. With this complaint procedure, more than ever, it's going to be important to use software or systems that have been approved and vetted by the school district so that we can support you and protect you. The last three ingredients to staying healthy include having an incident reporting system to the State Education Department and the State of New York. It also includes having a model policy or updating a policy as it relates to breaches. Last but more important, or maybe most important, would include annual professional development. Beyond just email messages and videos, we need to work together so that we are aware of the law and the potential regulations that will accompany it. After watching this short video, hopefully you feel more informed or at least knowledgeable about some of the basic ingredients to this new law. We are working in partnership with our local BOCES and other regional information centers around the state to share best practices and to create a common repository of software that has been vetted and passed based on the law. If you have any questions about this presentation or about 2D law or potential Part 121 regulations, please feel comfortable contacting me directly, and I would be happy to try to answer any questions that you might have. Thank you for watching this video.